Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me on Wayback Wednesday, the day of the week when I go back in time and I remake an old project. And this time we're still in June, and I brought you 4 storage solutions throughout June, and I decided I was going to carry on and do a 5th. So this isn't exactly in the same theme as the other ones. This is my pen pot of last week, which carries my pen. Couldn't decide which one to go with it because there were 4 of these, and I decided a desk solution was another good idea. And this is also a pen caddy. Actually, this was my original one. Obviously, you can see horizontal, and this was from January 2014. I'm not sure you're seeing that very well. And I did it in what was called, I had a theme series called Brights Week, and I loved it. And this, although I've got my glues in mine, you can put pens in it, and I designed it to hold our longest pens, which are our blender pens. So you can fit loads in that. It finishes up at 2 inches by 7 inches by 2 inches deep, which is 5 by 19 by 5 centimetres deep. And I'm just scrolling for the instructions for me so I can see what I'm doing, and I'm following what you follow. Okay, put those over there. So I've got these are the glues that I use all of the time, and my dimensionals sitting there as well. I don't put all of my glues in. I've got in the glues that I use. Well, let me show it to you. It's a good size box. It's a great size. And as promised, holds our blender pens and loads of stuff. Holds markers, all sorts. Let me move that out of the way. You need a piece of cardstock. Oh, the light is bad on my phone. Let me just move that where I can see it. You need a piece of cardstock that's 6 by 11 inches or 28 by 15 centimetres. And on the long side, well, basically you're going to score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides, 5 centimetres on all 4 sides, and just keep turning it round. And we love an easy but stylish box, and this is one of those. So this is Flirty Flamingo, so we're just keeping along with the same theme as I've done for the last 5 weeks, but I'm excited for what's coming up next week. I've got it on the side next to me. Next week and the week after, I'm not following the theme at all. I'm just going back to old favoured projects and remaking them. But it's been fun for July. No, we're in June. Okay. Right, the sections to remove. Are we on autofocus? Let me get this up. So, the bits to remove, you're going to cut this score line and wedge into the square on both sides. Now, I was asked recently if I could share again where I cut on a score line, because obviously when you create a score, you create a knobbly bit. So you cut the knobbly bit away from the bit you want to keep. So I want to show that bit, don't need that. So you cut it away, and that's the knobbly score line in there. And just remove it. And while I'm here, close up for you, cut a little wedge off that side so you can see it's not a perfect square anymore. Okay. Get that off autofocus for you before we all get a headache. Right, and I'll come round and do all of this. So you just keep doing it the whole way round. There we go, so that's all of those done. So we're now left with basically the shape we had before, but with wedges cut out. Right, let's get some DSP on here. So the Affectionately Yours, is it Affectionately Yours? It is. I get confused. We've got Love and Affection as the stamp set and Affectionately Yours as the paper. Gorgeous, beautiful, so, so pretty. We need 2 that are 6.5 by 1.5 inches, which are going to go on those parts, and 2 that are 1.5 by 1.5. That's wrong because I made them bigger actually. 6 3/4 by 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and these are 18.5 by 4.5 in centimetres, or 4.5 by 4.5. Yeah, because the original one had a bigger border round, and I didn't. Well, it's not. I didn't like it. I just wanted to keep with the. Keep on a theme. So, oh, snailed the dare. I'm a very wibbly snail person, aren't I? So these are going to go on the inside bit. So basically your 2 full squares that you haven't touched on either end, and then the 2 long rectangles. Not the bottom. Don't need to put anything on the bottom of the box. Well, you could if you wanted. You could make a lid for this if you wanted, and that would be quite cute, wouldn't it? Oh, maybe I'll make that as a project. Right, and so now these bits that are uncovered, strong adhesive on these, so I'm going to go with my fuse. And they're going to stick inside. And this is going to be a great box for my desk, for my adhesives. I do have a fabulous storage caddy on my desk that I use, but I tend to sort of fling the drawers around and actually need the little drawers for more things. So there you go, folded that up and built it up. So actually having something that's out permanently with my glues in would be better, because I tend to rummage, and the drawer that my glues are in at the moment is not, well, it's eye height. Well, I can see into it, just I can't see into it fully, so I end up pulling it out. So this is what it's been. So I end up pulling it out, and it's a bit rubbish. But see, there's batteries in there. What a load of junk in my glue drawer. So this is going to be much better. It's going to sit on my desk. It's in arm reach. It's going to be brilliant. Okay, Flirty Flamingo ribbon. And there is no front or back to this box actually, because they've got side panels rather than an official front and back. So you can stick your bow on whichever side you think you like the best. Tie it off. I do like this ruffle ribbon. It's really lovely. It's nice to work with actually. It's quite forgiving on me. Trim off a little bit one side, and job done. Cute. Oh, I did a knot on that one. Oh, I cheated, didn't I? What do you think? Final of 5 projects. I have got lots of storage solution projects on my blog, so you can find all of the video tutorials for them, but I liked this one because it is something that I personally need right now. I could have done the marker storage solution, but I don't need that, and it was quite a big project, but you can go and see it. It's called Stampin' Right Marker Storage. You can find that. I've got all sorts of bits and pieces. I've got business card storage, ideas, lots of them, but this is the one that I needed for me personally. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon.